Imagine a brilliant angel named Lucifer. He wasn't born evil. According to the story, he became evil after challenging authority and being cast out of heaven. Whether myth or metaphor, the story raises a disturbing question. Can good people become bad? Tonight's book explores exactly that. If you are enjoying these bedtime book journeys, take a moment to like this video and subscribe to the channel for more calm, slow, and meaningful book summaries before sleep. It helps this channel grow, and it allows more people to discover these timeless stories in a peaceful way. And tell me in the comments, which book should I explore next? Most people believe there are two kinds of people, the good and the evil. But reality is rarely that simple. The line between virtue and cruelty is thinner than we like to imagine. Under certain conditions, almost anyone can cross it. Meet Ivan Frederick, a patriotic American soldier, a baseball fan, a family man. Nothing in his background suggested cruelty, yet at Abu Ghraib prison, he became involved in shocking acts of prisoner abuse. How could an ordinary person change so dramatically? The traditional view says behavior comes from personality. The situational view says behavior often comes from circumstances. Think about it. You behave differently with friends than with your boss. Different environments reveal different versions of you. The situation matters more than most people realize. In the famous experiment by Stanley Milgram, volunteers believed they were administering electric shocks to another person. Each mistake meant a stronger shock. The learner screamed, begged, eventually fell silent. Yet most participants continued when instructed by an authority figure, not because they were monsters, because authority told them to continue. Many participants felt uncomfortable, some protested, yet most obeyed. Responsibility seemed to belong to the experimenter, not themselves. The lesson was chilling. People can commit harmful acts when someone else appears to be in charge. In 1971, Philip Zimbardo created a mock prison at Stanford University. Students were randomly assigned as guards or prisoners. Everyone knew it was only an experiment, at least at first. The guards quickly became aggressive. The prisoners became anxious and submissive. Humiliation replaced respect. Cruelty replaced empathy. What began as role-playing started to feel frighteningly real. The study was supposed to last 2 weeks. It lasted only 6 days. The behavior became so disturbing that it had to be stopped. The participants weren't selected because they were cruel. The environment helped create the cruelty. Authority can be useful. It creates order, but it can also become dangerous. When people stop questioning authority, they may surrender their own moral judgment. History contains many examples of this pattern. One of the most tragic examples involved Jim Jones. He began as a charismatic leader preaching equality and community. Over time, power changed him. Eventually, more than 900 followers died in the Jonestown tragedy after obeying his commands. A devastating reminder of where blind obedience can lead. People often behave differently when they believe nobody knows who they are. Psychologists call this de-individuation. Uniforms, masks, crowds, online anonymity, all can reduce personal accountability. When identity fades, restraint sometimes fades with it. A car left in a neglected neighborhood was quickly vandalized. Another left in a close-knit community remained untouched. The difference wasn't human nature, it was the environment. People behave differently when they feel watched and connected to others. One of the most dangerous psychological processes is dehumanization. When people stop seeing others as human beings, cruelty becomes easier. History's worst atrocities often began with language that portrayed victims as less than human. In experiments, participants punished others more harshly when they heard them described in negative animal-like terms. A simple label changed behavior. Words can influence actions more than we realize. Few people see themselves as villains. Instead, they create stories that make harmful actions seem necessary. Psychologists call these justifications cover stories. In society, we often call them ideologies. They help people believe they are doing good while causing harm. If situations influence behavior, does that mean we are powerless? Not at all. The first defense against evil is accepting responsibility for your choices. No uniform, no authority, no crowd, no ideology can remove your responsibility. Question authority when it conflicts with your conscience. Refuse to hide behind excuses. Stay aware of situations that encourage cruelty. Moral courage often begins with a simple word: no. Heroes aren't perfect people. They are ordinary people who act when others remain passive. They choose courage over comfort, responsibility over excuses, compassion over indifference. The book ends with an important reminder. Every person contains the potential for both cruelty and kindness, for both cowardice and courage, for both monster and hero. The question is not who you are. The question is who you choose to become when the moment arrives. As you drift towards sleep, consider this. Most evil does not begin with evil people. It begins with ordinary people in extraordinary situations, and the same is true of heroism. The next difficult choice you face may reveal not the person you were yesterday, but the person you decide to be tomorrow. Good night.